Hello everyone and welcome back to the Hofstra Pride Dynasty. I hope you're all doing well. Today Mike Francesa heads into his second off-season. And so we're going to dive right into recruiting and check out the transfer portal. We've got Cam Chadwick. We've got a bunch of corners here on the board. We've got Christian Allegro. Cam Coleman is your #1 transfer recruit in the country. Here's a list of the top guys. I just wanted to see that because I figured it's interesting to look at, but none of them are interested in Hofstra. Also, I apologize in advance that this is a somewhat long video that will consist basically entirely of me talking because I've had to turn off the menu sound, the menu music, because it's copyrighted by the Duke University Band. Anyway, interesting thing in there was that Jeremiah Smith was transferring. That seems to happen a lot in these dynasties. Because he was transferring from Florida, so I'm guessing he transferred last year as well. Anyway, we're going to add this quarterback, LaMichael Rattay, to our board out of Portland, Oregon. Scrambler athlete. And we're going to take a look at receiver. There is not a single transfer receiver who wants to come to our school. So we'll just have to stick with the guys we've already got on our board. I added a few of the top transfer guys, but I figured it's also helpful to go by position and see just to get a little bit of a distribution. Because like this main screen here does list a lot of corners, like Braden Lee, who we are going to add to our board. We're also going to look into some transfer running backs because Tyson and Strickland are leaving for the pros, and Tyler Costello will probably be ready to play next year. But we want some other guys as well because we do usually utilize more than one running back. We're also adding some offensive linemen like Amari Grayson, like Slappy right there. Unfortunately, our boy Steve DeSilva, who we'd been looking really strong for, has he's deal breakered us. Apparently, we don't meet his threshold for playing time anymore. So it looks like, unfortunately, we'll have to remove Steve DeSilva from the board. But we have added this Cam Barfield guy, a junior transfer running back. We're going to scout him. He's a 91 speed. And there's our boy Slappy, Jalen Slappy. Just had to clear some space on the board because we got to 35. Jack Hines, a transfer freshman out of Avon, Connecticut. 3-star right tackle's the guy we're going to go after. And then we got to go after some of these corners as well. Cam Chadwick, Kevin Gray, a freshman. Braden Lee. We got to take Troy Clinton off the board. Tony Voss was our insta-commit this year. All right, going back to the prospects. Tyree Washington. We're going to look at some running backs now. And we're going to scout Tyree Washington. But he's only got 86 speed, so we're going to get him up out of here. Now we're going to go back to the board and look at the running backs. The other guy we were considering is Jamal Haley. He's a junior. And then after that, we get to the 2-stars. So we're probably going to check out Haley first. And so we scout Haley. And how about this? 95 acceleration, 96 speed. Yeah, sign him up. Send the house. Come on down, Jamal Haley out of Benton Harbor, Michigan. This guy might be our starter next year. And Amari Grayson, center. We're going to throw some points on him. Christian Allegro. We're going to go after him. We're going to ask, we're going to give scholarships to all these guys. Braden Lee, Cam Barfield, Jalen Slappy, Theo Bachelder, Cornell Bono, Rudy Bromell. Now we're getting down into the guys that I'm not sure I want to give a scholarship to. So we're going to hold off on these guys. I think Rooks is a guy who's been on our board for a while. And, yeah, I don't know about him. And plus, we got some interesting running back targets already, I think. So, Allegro, we're going to throw some points on this guy. Middle linebacker maybe could be useful. We have Oluwave coming back, but with Bubba Van Claiborne leaving, that next spot is a bit of a question mark. The freshman coming in, Keenan Brown, should be pretty good. But he's a 4-star, but we're not sure if he's going to play immediately. Cam Barfield, though, out of Las Vegas. Definitely a guy we're going to look at. If we can get him and Haley, that wouldn't be so bad. LaMichael Rattay, an intriguing prospect here. He's got 91 throw power, 88 speed, which might not be fast enough to get him anywhere but quarterback. I think like that speed is great for a quarterback, but not so fast that it's really intriguing anywhere else. The Gooch, we got to go after the Gooch for sure. And David Rout, another guy we got to go after. Madhu, we offer him a scholarship, put a few points on him. Now it's back to the board with an open spot. We're going to add Jamal Batty, 6'4", 211 out of Harrisburg, PA. Jamal Batty, we're going to offer him a scholarship. Jalen Slappy's another guy. We want to get some points on him, see if he's interested in coming down to Hempstead. Theo Bachelder. I like Bachelder as a pronunciation. If that's your last name and you're in the comments, let me know how it's pronounced. All right, so now we're going to advance to week 2 of recruiting. Maybe we could start to set up some visits with some guys like Kevin Gray. We did a visit with Chadwick. I don't know if that was week 1 or not. Ben Wade is a guy we got to get some points on. We were recruiting him. I forgot that like when you go into the offseason, it clears the points you previously had on players. Jamal Haley, after a little process of elimination, we figured out this is what he's interested in. And I think we're strong enough there that we can go for it. I think we feel pretty good about getting him. And then I remembered that we can see the dev traits for the guys who have already committed. So Voss and Haskins were normal. Jorgensen is impact. Minor and Brown both normal, and then Herrera and Okafor are both impact. So nothing particularly exceptional yet, but only 7 commits, which also is not a great thing in and of itself. We should probably have more commits at this point, but it's early in Francesa's tenure. He's getting his sea legs still. He's on the road now, traveling to parts of the country he's never been before. We got another open spot on the board. We're going to add Nicholas Deloach, a cornerback out of Illinois. And we're going to go after him immediately. Throw 25 points on him. Now we will head into week 3 of recruiting as there's less points to spend, so things are moving a little quicker. And now we've got an open spot. We're going to add A.J. Watkins. We've been looking to get a safety on there. We're looking good for Haley. Going to put the extra 10 points on him to make it 50. I think the visit went pretty well. Theo Bachelder. We're doing pretty well with him too, I think. So we're going to increase our points on Bachelder out of Marblehead, Massachusetts. And then we're going to also check out Jalen Sappy out of Columbus, Ohio, the junior. We're going to add 5 more points to him as well by searching his social media. That's not weird at all. We are going to look at the visit, but we're not going to do it. Amari Grayson, we're looking pretty good for him. So now we're going to go after a defensive end because we don't have any on our board. So Melvin Wagner out of Greenbrae, California. We really know how to find these recruits that are nowhere near us. The Christian Allegro is, but we're not doing great with him. So we're going to try to make a move here because he's getting close to commitment time. So we're going to take 10 points down so that we have enough for the visit. And we are going to, playing time is what he likes. So we're going to go visit him. Or he's going to visit us. I don't really know how that works. I assume in the off-season it's like a home visit, like you're going to their house. And so far, we're not doing great with these corners. We got these 5 corners here. And, yeah, well, we're not really trying with Book. But the other 4 guys, we're not really winning any of those recruitments. So we move on to the final week now. We still haven't gotten any offseason commitments yet. Cam Chadwick and Braden Lee both go to Penn State. Absolutely killer for us. Not great at all. So now we check our board, and would you look at who's back? Mr. Steve DeSilva out of Homestead, Florida. Once a coveted running back target, spurned us because he said we weren't offering playing time, but I guess he realized his mistake now, and he's right on the brink of committing. So we're just going to send 5 points. So that should be enough. Deloach, we should probably turn up the heat here. We are winning this recruitment. We feel good about that. Allegro is like on the brink of committing. We should probably pull out of this one. That's what we will do. We probably should have pulled out last week, honestly. Colin Coates, we did a little process of elimination, figured out what he is interested in. And this is another guy. Maybe we can get in there late and steal this guy. Let's see. We've got some things we're pretty good at here. Playing time or playing style, whichever one he was into that we rate highly at. And then we got this AJ Watkins guy. We just added him to the board. I think maybe sometimes you just throw points at these guys late and you finish in first place and they commit to you. So yeah, heading into signing day, we were ranked 114th. We have just 7 commitments. But now Eric Gooch, Jamal Haley, Steve DeSilva, Amari Grayson, Jalen Sappy. And that's just scratching the surface, folks. Let's get in here. Look at that. All the way up to 39th in the country. 22 total commits. They call them Mikey closers. Unfortunately, Deloach goes to Cincinnati. Thought we were in good position there, but we were not. But man, Mike Francesa, he casts that bait off the line and reels them on in. Just got to clean up these board to get these non-believers out of here. And look at that. Steve DeSilva's a star development trait. Barfield impact, Grayson normal, impact from Jack Hines, normal from Bachelder, normal for Haley, but he's fast as hell. So we are going to get him on the field. Haskins, we already did that, normal. Jojo Miner, we already looked at him. Bono's not on our team. Rate is normal. Siaki Book, didn't want him anyway. Gooch, star dev. What do you know? Gooch has definitely got star potential. Body, going to Notre Dame. Okafor, we went over him already. David Rout, star dev as well. Odell. Humphreys, normal. Couldn't pull Kevin Kahn. Crowley got impact dev. Ben Wade, impact dev. And then we got Voss, normal, Herrera, impact, and normal for the kicker, Brian Pope. So all in all, not terrible. You'd probably like some more bodies on the class to turn over this roster a little better. But in the end, a top 40 class, you can't complain about that at all. Now we're going to assign some positions. Ben Herrera is a 62 overall. I think that tight end is probably going to end up being the move. Because here's what we have at receiver. We got like 14 guys here. So it's going to be too cluttered, I think. Okafor comes in, 94 speed, 65 overall. And remember, this is pre-training. DJ Brown from the BX is our only tight end on the roster at the moment. So I think it makes sense to put Herrera here. And then Rate, like I said during recruiting, I don't think he goes anywhere except as a QB. So that's what we're going to do. We move him to quarterback, and then here we make Herrera a tight end. 6'4", 199, maybe not ideal size, but it'll work out. Here's what we got at running back. Barfield comes in 77, DeSilva 73. And again, pre-training, so Costello should jump up. So we'll see how that shakes out after training. But still some exciting guys there. Hines, 76. Rate comes in at 72. And then Herrera's now 62. Going through the offensive line. We have like a million centers now. I almost said senators. They're not senators. They're centers. This guy right here, Crowley, who we just pulled out of the portal, we're going to move him to guard. And this Robertson guy, we're going to see what he can do well. He's 73 speed. Green is probably going to stay here because he might actually be our starter. But this Robertson guy down here is intriguing because he's a junior who's like never going to see the field at center. So we're going to look at him, and he's actually 76 overall tight end. So we're going to move him over to tight end. And he is now the best tight end on our roster. So I don't know what to make of that. We're not going to start him at tight end. We throw the ball to the tight end too much. So DJ Brown will remain the starter no matter what. Now Flint at 70 overall at left end. But at right end, we have two guys better than that. So we're probably going to move Kobe Garland over to left end. And he gets better. So that's a win-win. He goes up to 77 overall. Yeah, that looks more even now. Defensive tackle. We got a bunch of middle linebackers here. Keenan Brown, 74 overall. Could be starting day one unless one of those other guys takes a huge jump. Noah Collins at 76. Jaden Bellamy, still our guy. And then our safeties are still our safeties. Nothing particularly special. So that's it for the position changes. We're going to move on to the next week. And it is time for training results. And look at Oluwave up at 88, makes a big jump. Kobe Garland went from 77 to 85. Robertson's an 83 overall tight end now. He went from being a 62 overall center to being 83. Brian Ortega took a humongous leap. Brian Ortega was just 59 overall. Literally, go back like 30 seconds in this video. It's just on the screen. He was a 59 overall. And he jumps up to 81. I mean, somebody was eating his protein this offseason. Colin Warrior jumps up to 81 as well. So some big risers here. Holland's up to an 80. So look out for Mike Francesa and his boys here. Up to 83 overall now. So let's go through by position. Hines up to 78. Farris up to 73. And Colin Pan up to 73 as well. Now on to the running backs. Tyler Costello takes a big jump up to 75. He might be the starter. It's going to be him or Haley or the other guy. Trayan Bell takes a huge jump up to 77. CJ Peak still on the roster and only a junior. I would have sworn he graduated by now. Keyshawn Robinson goes up to a 75 overall. So 95 speed, 75 overall now. He will absolutely still run as the number 3. Trayan Bell will be top 2 now. We'll probably make Moore the other guy. It'll probably be Bell 1, Moore 2, something like that. And then Robinson 3. Now moving on to the tight end. Or first we're going to scroll all the way down and see that we have a million receivers. Tight end, 83 overall. And DJ Brown from the BX up to a 75 now. Robertson actually has a higher catch rating than Brown, which is pretty funny. But I think we will primarily utilize his services for blocking. Colin Warrior, big jump up to 81. Paulding up to 83. Green at 76. I don't know if he improved at all. Williams, 78. Now, I skipped right guard, apparently. 85 Garland, 80 Williams. Solid up the middle, 278 to defensive tackle. Can't complain there. Solid players. We got Ben Laney, the 80 overall. And then we got Oluwave and Ortega. And Chad Cloud also moves himself up to being a pretty serviceable player. So all of a sudden, it looks like we'll probably redshirt Keenan Brown. What a jump by Ortega. That's got to be one of the... He's a 96 tackling rating. I mean, I don't monitor these that closely, but 59 to 81 is about as big a jump as I mean, it's got to be the biggest jump I've seen. And then at corner, we got Bellamy, we got Holland, Glenn. Stovall will probably run as the 3 because his speed is so much better. Slack made a nice jump too, up to 75 overall. So overall, some good stuff. Slack's still only 84 speed, though. Our safeties still kind of stink. Haynes is a 72 overall. Quincy Blue, I don't know if he's gotten better the whole time Francesa's been here. He must be maxed out at 69 overall. So you win some, you lose some there. We maybe should have moved the backup corner to that safety spot. We might try to play one there anyway. Now it's on to the next week. It's going to be encouraging transfers and custom conferences. Because we didn't sign a huge class, this is actually a pretty easy one. We've got Delonte O'Neal, a 65 overall sophomore who's almost certainly never going to see the field. And this Ryan Griffin guy we could probably get rid of too. Ronald Griffin. But this T guy is, again, a junior who's never going to see the field on this team now. And the next three, we can get rid of 3 receivers. We got 2 more 84 speed guys, so we'll just get rid of those. Caleb Mon came in Francesa's recruiting class last year, but yeah, we just got too many guys in the room now. And even some promising freshmen like Gooch, Haskins, and Okafor. So into custom conferences, we're going to do it. We're going to move into the AAC. I think it kind of makes logical sense. I mean, it's super unrealistic to go straight to a Power 4 conference, so it would have been an interesting challenge. And I think we are also going to add UConn in. I don't know, something about that just feels right. They were like listed as one of our rivals. And this conference is sort of like the remnants of the Big East a little bit, I think. Although it it hardly at all resembles the Big East. But I think Temple might have been in the old Big East. But yeah, something about UConn here feels right. So that's what we did. And then our last order of business is to move the conference championship to MetLife Stadium. Previously, it had been held at the home stadium of the higher seed, but this will be fun, I think. Put it at a neutral site. Now, custom schedules. I'm just going to show you the schedule. Buffalo was on our schedule already, so I thought that was fitting. Somebody in a comment asked me to play Oklahoma, and if you watch these videos, I basically do anything for you. And then lastly, Arizona is sort of our rival now, so we put them in. I had to put the double bye in the middle to sort of align all this properly. I had Buffalo was in the middle of the season, but I didn't want Oklahoma to be our season opener. So I put Buffalo in front of them. I'm going to read our recruiting board like I did last year. Romeo Brenner, Dion Scruggs, Dalton Casey, Matt Wilbur, Sinilu to Dylan Vaughn, Alex Wayne, Manu Saoto, Duke Durham, Troy Cush, Matt Griggs, Stephen Watt, Jason Bargava, Quentin Callow, Johnny Sheets, Ty Van Ness, Dylan Ramsey, John McPhee, Elias Quintero, Donnie Thompson, Shaq Goldsberry, Jason Stork, Dom Russo, Big Dom, Jeff Shaw, Cortez Hood, Prince Ngaku, Marquise Capra, Connor Butts, Taylor Montgomery, DeAndre German, Darren Ezekiel, Howie Daniel, Russ Humphreys, and Floyd Draper. Man, if that was a test, I failed because I messed up like 5 of those names. Now some quick highlights. Duke Durham, 90 speed, 91 throw power. He's an intriguing prospect. We're going to go after him. Manu Saoto is the number 1 player, number 1 receiver in the country, or number 2, top deep threat. We're going after him. Dylan Vaughn, green gem, stud corner. He's a guy we're intrigued by. We're going to go after him. Then Ty Van Ness, also green gem, but only 82 speed, so we might not have to go after him as hard. Romeo Brenner, another guy, green gem, outside linebacker, but we could probably move him to the middle if we do land him. 89 speed. He looks like an intriguing prospect. And that's all for setting up our recruiting board. Next up, we are going to do red shirts. Our boy LaMichael Rattay is going to red shirt. Our boy, what's the running back's name? Ben Wade is going to red shirt. Steve DeSilva, not sure about, still deciding. I haven't redshirted him yet. Probably should, honestly, but I don't know. He's an intriguing prospect. We kind of want to get him on the field. Then all of these lower receivers, Scooter Page also, and then all the freshmen, we're going to redshirt. Because we just got so many guys here. We don't need any of these people. Even though Scooter Page is totally maxed out at 75 overall. I haven't checked that, but it seems quite clear because he's been there for like 3 years now. But whatever. We're going to Herrera also. I think he's a developmental type, so we want to redshirt him. And then the freshman linemen who are at least third string. We like to redshirt our young offensive linemen to help them develop. Onto the defense. Let's see what we got here. JoJo Minor will definitely redshirt. And Keenan Brown can as well, since these linebackers made such strides. Linebackers coach needs a raise. Now at corner, both these guys, or well, I guess we can only redshirt one actually. And then the kicker, who's a 55 overall and only a 1-star recruit. I don't know why we even signed him. Next up, we are going to rename our punter Isaac King III, as was requested by somebody who commented. And so we had to do that to stay true to our word. Now it's on to the depth chart. So I think we're going to go Costello 1 and Haley 2 for now. And we'll see how it goes. Then we're going to, for now, our fullback is that tight end offensive lineman convert, but we're probably going to put a running back in there. Here we're going to put, what's his name at receiver? Our boy Keyshawn Robinson. And we're going to make Bell the #1 receiver. And I think Peaks will run as the #4. Yeah, I probably should have cut this down a little bit, but there you go. So yeah, that's what our receivers are going to look like. Tight end, we're going to put Robertson, tight end 2. Sanders, Lorenzo Sanders at tight end 3. That 3 tight end formation is going to be menacing. Across the line, pretty straightforward. We're going to keep Green in because he's like 20 speed points faster than the other guy, and I do like agile linemen who can get up there and block the second level. Right tackle, 78. Our boy Kobe Garland at left end. Our boy Williams at right end. Again, we're solid up the middle. We're okay at linebacker. I mean, we're good at middle linebacker. Oluwave and Ortega. Man in the middle. And we're going to put Laney in for Greenwood. Outside linebacker, that looks pretty honestly, we should probably put like Ortega at one of the outside linebacker spots as well. Just for the formations where both those guys would be where only one middle linebacker's in. Then at corner, we're going to put Stovall at the 3rd corner. And I'm not going to show like slot corner and slot receiver and that because I think it's pretty self-explanatory by how I situated the depth chart, who I want to be the slot. And I just think it's kind of overkill. We're going to put Glenn in as a backup safety because some packages use them. And then at strong safety, we're going to bench Quincy Blue for Holland. We're going to start Holland over him. No, not Holland. Glenn. We're going to start Glenn over him. And yeah, we'll have him as the second safety. The only specialty I will show is that Chad Cloud is apparently going to be our rush right end. So that's it for our depth chart here. Now we will open up against a Buffalo, against MrHurriicane and his boys. I will handle the recruiting here in this video just so we can jump right into the game in the next video, get all the sort of housekeeping stuff out of the way. Manu So'oto, the top receiver, we're going to go after him, as well as some of these corners, Dylan Vaughn and Tua'u. Our boy Johnny Sheets, we'll throw some points at him out of Jamestown, New York. Matty Wilbur out of Irvington, New Jersey. That's a guy we're going to go after. And then Duke Durham, we like him a lot, the quarterback. I think he's an intriguing prospect. But yeah, I hope you liked this video. If you did, like and subscribe. I hope these are enjoyable. They're probably a little bit drier than the ones that contain actual games, but I know this stuff is kind of important, these details. I think people like to know them, so I do make these videos. But thank you. Join us next time.